Ideas don't move armies. Laws do. And in 1830, President Andrew Jackson signed the law that turned manifest destiny from a sermon into a policy, the Indian Removal Act. The act authorized the federal government to negotiate, and when negotiation failed, to force the relocation of native nations east of the Mississippi to territory in the West. Jackson framed it in the language of paternal care, calling it a policy of protection and even kindness. The reality was mass expulsion at gunpoint. The Cherokee Nation fought the policy in court and won. In 1832, the Supreme Court ruled in their favor, affirming their status as a sovereign nation with a right to their land. Jackson is said to have ignored the ruling outright, and in 1838, the U.S. Army marched roughly 16,000 Cherokee people out of their homeland on what would become known as the Trail of Tears. Historians estimate around 4,000 died of cold, disease, and starvation along the way, a story so significant it deserves and has received its own full documentary. Tonight we're widening the lens because the Cherokee removal wasn't an isolated tragedy. It was the opening move in a continental campaign that would repeat itself with variations for the next 60 years, in Florida against the Seminole, in the Old Northwest against the Potawatomi and Ho-Chunk, and eventually across the entire western half of the continent. Each removal followed the same script. First, a treaty, often signed under duress, sometimes by leaders with no authority to sign it at all. Then, when the treaty inevitably failed to satisfy settlers hungry for more land, violation blamed on the native nation itself. Then troops. Then march. And running underneath every one of these campaigns was the same theological current. This land was promised. These people are in the way of the promise. Move them or remove them.